The Georgia prosecutor who handed up the indictment against former President Donald Trump and his allies wants to take the case to trial in March. In a proposed scheduling order filed today, Fulton County DA Fani Willis is requesting that a trial begin March 4th with arraignments that is, happening the week of September 5th. A grand jury indicted Trump and 18 others on Monday over efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss in that state. The former president is now facing 91 charges and 4 criminal cases in 4 different jurisdictions.
Now the question is, will Arizona follow suit with Michigan and Georgia and file criminal charges as well against the so-called fake electors who falsely declared former President Trump as the winner of the 2020 election?
Tonight, we're hearing from Arizona's Attorney General. Fox 10's Nicole Garcia joins us live with what Kris Mayes is saying.
Attorney General Kris Mayes has confirmed the investigation. There is an investigation underway into a group of Arizona Republicans that signed and delivered false electoral college documents to Washington, D.C. Now, details on exactly who is under investigation and when these charges may be filed have not been confirmed.
We are investigating the fake electors, and we're going to do it on our timetable as justice demands.
Arizona's Attorney General breaking her silence on the case, but not giving any indication of when her office might announce criminal charges against individuals in this scene. 11 Republicans now known as fake electors.
In Michigan and potentially in Arizona, those charges could be forgery, conspiracy to commit forgery, conspiracy to commit fraud, and election fraud, and other charges around the scheme to keep Donald Trump in office.
Among those who signed the false electoral college documents declaring Trump the winner of the 2020 election are former Arizona GOP chair Kelly Ward, her husband, and current state senators Anthony Kern and Jake Hoffman.
And then these people who supported Trump got together and created their own separate fake slate of electors and sent that to Congress and the National Archive as if it was real.
Georgia's case sheds light on many details that could be included in an Arizona indictment.
We just got here in January, and the prosecutors in Georgia and Michigan have been serving for a number of years and have been, it certainly looks like, working on those cases for a while. So I would just ask everyone for patience.
And while the Attorney General did confirm that investigation into Arizona's fake electors, she didn't give any indication as to whether former President Trump is part of this Arizona investigation. Reporting live, I'm Nicole Garcia, Fox 10 News.